Do you have a tolerance for risk? Do you like playing blackjack in Las Vegas? Are you willing to go to trial and take what's behind door number 2 as an alternative to what's behind door number 1? You want to know what this is all about? Come join me for a moment as I share with you this gambling analogy and how, in many instances, it applies to these civil lawsuits here in New York. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney practicing law here in the state of New York. There are many injured victims and injured patients who turn around and say, you know what, I want to go the distance. I want to go to trial. I want the world to know about how this doctor and this hospital staff treated me like dirt. And the only way I can do that is by taking my case to trial and making it public. So now, let's say during the course of litigation, the defense comes and makes a significant settlement offer. They recognize that there is substantial risk for them. That if you go to trial and now a jury comes back with a verdict, that a jury is going to give you significant compensation. And they want to avoid that risk. So now they make a substantial settlement offer. And now you have to decide whether or not it's worthwhile for you to accept what the defense is giving you, or do you take the risk and go to trial and find out what's behind door number 2? The problem is that most of these injured victims, injured patients, are risk averse. Now what does that mean? It means they are afraid of taking risk. Why? They know that if they have a substantial, sizable amount of money that's being offered to them, that is a guaranteed amount of money that they are going to receive as a result of their injuries because of whatever occurred. But yet there are some other people who turn around and say, no, I want the jury to tell the world that they were wrong. I want the jury to find this doctor in this hospital responsible, and then I want to see what the jury does to compensate me for all of the harms and losses and damages that I incurred because of their carelessness. The reality is that going to a jury verdict means that nobody knows what's going to happen. It doesn't matter if you think you have a great case. A jury could still come back and throw us out of court without a dime. And you might be scratching your head wondering, how could they do that? That's a fact, because it's an unknown what the jury is going to do. They might not find you credible or believable. They may find the doctor in the hospital credible. Another outcome could be that the jury finds the doctor in the hospital responsible for your injuries, but gives you less than what you're being offered currently. In which case it's a loss for you because you could have kicked yourself when you could have taken the opportunity to settle this case for a much more significant amount much earlier. The problem is you don't know what's going to happen. And if you're okay with gambling a huge amount of money and taking a risk, rolling that dice and hoping that the jury comes back and gives you more than what the defense is offering, well, as long as you can accept that risk, then we're fine and good to go. But if you can't, you may have to weigh very carefully whether or not to accept the defense's offer. So why do I share this quick story with you? I share this information with you just to give you an insight and an understanding into what goes on in these civil lawsuits here in New York involving accident cases and medical malpractice cases and even wrongful death cases. You know, I recognize and acknowledge the fact that you're watching this video because you likely have questions or concerns about your own particular matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York and you're thinking about bringing a lawsuit, but you have questions that need answers, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. You know, this is something I do every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, G-E-R-R-Y, @oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a great day.